Hi guys, welcome. My name is Selbent, and in today's video I'm actually going to talk about element rankings in World Flipper because a lot of you guys are actually confused on which element should I build the first time, which element should I go for reroll, and in this video I'm going to talk about just that. And yeah, without further ado, let's actually jump into the video. Alright, before we get into the ranking, I just want to say that all of the element in World Flipper is still going to be used in the later stage of the game because that's just how the game is. Some elements are stronger in certain contents than other elements. That is why I recommend you guys in the later stage of the game to build at least one team for each element. Now, for the first time that you want to build a team, my recommendation is actually to go for a win team. Now, if you are a free-to-play, then you probably want to go for Ferran, right? But Ferran is a totally different beast. He is still going to be used in almost any element, and I'm still going to rank the element outside of Ferran team. So I'm just going to talk about like a singular element that is actually better, not the unit, but element. Because we all know Ferran is pretty much the most versatile and the best unit in World Flipper upon release, I think, in my opinion. And yeah, I'm not going to rank units this time. I'm going to rank element and which team element that you should go for in the first time. And let's get right into it. Now, in my opinion, the best element that you can go for in World Flipper for the first time is actually the Wind element. Now, the reason being is that Wind is actually one of the most complete element in World Flipper upon release because they already have Silty and Soshiro. Now let's take a look at Silty and Soshiro. So Silty damage actually scales out of combo count. Now Wind team is actually really good at keeping the high combo alive, and that's what makes Silty works really well. And with this skill, like damage scales with combo count plus 0.5%, your damage can go up to God knows how, because her damage is pretty much infinite, right? Because combo is pretty much infinite, but I mean, of course you can't keep up the combo like super duper high. I mean, you can, but it's not gonna be like, you know, like that much damage, but because you can probably keep up the combo to like a couple hundred, but you can go into like, I think you can go like above 1,000 combo. But yeah, that is Silty right there. That is what makes her a really good unit, a really broken unit, really hard to balance her, and that is why she is really future-proof. Next, let's talk about Soshiro. So Soshiro is a 4-star unit, and in my opinion, he is one of the best 4-star unit in the game upon release. Now, his leader buff actually fills his own skill gauge upon entering a battle for the first time by 30%. And his main skill right here, when battle begins, own skill gauge plus 70%. So 70% plus 30%, how much is that? That's 100%, right? 100% of skill gauge, that means you can use your skill gauge instantly upon battle. And when battle begins, grants off attack buff for 25%, and when own skill activates, own attack plus 20%. Yeah, that is a lot of buff and an instant skill. So you can't go wrong with him, and he is one of the best 4-star to go for. So that is for the Wind team. In my opinion, that pretty much wraps it up why Wind team is really good. Philia is also a good unit, but in the future she is not going to be used that much. She can still be used in the sub spot, but I don't think she's going to be used in the main spot in the future, because let's take a look at the Japanese team right here. Yeah, Philia is not really used in the main spot, but she is still used for the sub spot because she is a solid unit. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for the Wind element. Now let's actually go into the, in my opinion, the second best element. The next best element in my opinion is Fire because of Clarice and Marina. Now Marina is really future proof, and she is pretty much a core to the multi-ball team. So what multi-ball team is? A team that summons a lot of this small balls or like extra units that can like get your combo really high, and then after that you're just gonna power flip the hell out of your enemies. And Marina is a core in that team, and that is why Marina is really good. In the future, she is going to be used with Kikuno, and her team right here, multi power flip team right here, is not complete. that is why I don't think she is that good for now. But in the future, she is top tier because she is a core in one of the best teams, especially with Anniversary Suizan in the future and a bunch of unit in the future. And in my opinion, fire is a really strong unit. A really strong element. Now for Clarice, she is still going to be used in the skill damage team in the future, and skill damage fire is pretty much one of the best skill damage team out there, even in Japanese right now. So Clarice, you can swap her out with some other units, but what makes her really good, so let's actually take a look at Clarice's skill, is this. Own skill gauge plus 80%. And fire desperately needs this kind of skill, right? This kind of ability. So skill damage plus 80%, that is huge. Plus someone like Shasusu that actually fills leader buff by 30%. So let's take a look at Shasusu right here. Right here, the skill. Increase leader skill gauge by 30% upon skill usage. That makes your leader pretty much a really good skill damage leader. Now, Clarice can be used in the sub spot or in the main spot. In the future, mainly she is going to be used in the sub spot for the skill that I just mentioned, for the own skill damage regeneration. But yeah, she is pretty much one of the most versatile and one of the most, what should I say? Future-proof, there we go. Future-proof fire units for the future. And I really recommend you guys to actually go for fire team if you like Clarice or Marina, because fire team is a really future-proof team, and yeah, they're really good. Like with Rolf and things like that in the future, fire team will be a powerhouse. So the third element that I actually recommend you guys to re-roll for or to go for the first time is actually the Thunder team, because the Thunder team actually doesn't require any 5 stars to actually work well, because in my opinion, the 5-star in Thunder team are pretty lackluster. They are not as good as the 4-star and 3 stars of the Thunder team. And Rams, Lunalu, and Shasusu are actually one of the most future-proof 4-star and 3-star in the game. In the Japanese server, they are still being used constantly in the sub spot. Sometimes on the leader spot, like Rams as a leader in Japanese server team is still really good. I mean, it's not the best like right here in global release, but still they are really good. And with Thunder team, because there is no 5-star, you can also go for someone like Veron, right? So you reroll for Veron and a Thunder team. That is a really good and feasible rerolling goal for you if you are really lazy to go for double 5-star or something like that. So yeah, Thunder team is really good, a really future-proof element, and in my opinion, a pretty good, a pretty complete team. But of course, they are lacking of the good 5-stars. Someone like Metis, someone like A Regis, someone they're still lacking the good 4-star like Rudy, just to mention some. But yeah, Thunder team is one of the free-to-play friendly element if you are lazy on the rerolling department, if you don't want to use that much 5-star, yeah, Thunder element is the element for you. So for the 4th spot, I have to give it to the Light element. So the Light element is not something that is weak. The skill damage team right here, in my opinion, is going to be one of the strongest team in the game. I have to say it's going to be the top 2 units. It's probably going to be the close runner-up to be one of the best team upon global release, with the number 1 team spot is probably going to be the fire skill damage or something like the wind skill damage, right? But the other team, Fever Direct Attack, which is not the strongest team upon release, is going to be the strongest team in the future. So there is a little bit of contradiction here. If you go for skill damage team, there's going to be a huge chance that you won't get enough time, right? And the Fever Direct Attack team in the future going to be needing enough time. So you have to choose skill damage or Fever Direct Attack. if you can go for like double reroll and just like go with like 2 light element team, I guess you are set. But yeah, you have to choose. But that doesn't mean like the skill damage team for light is going to be weak in the future. It is going to be still really strong. But yeah, you just have to choose. Either be strong right now and be also pretty strong in the future, or be weak right now and be extremely strong in the future. So you have to choose. And that is the light element. In my opinion, the skill damage light right here is going to be one of the best team. No cap, going to be one of the best team. It has such a good damage, or really cheap units to go for. You can just go for like 1 5-star, boom, really good team. But yeah, you have to kind of choose there. So that's why I put light on the 4th spot. If light doesn't have this kind of contradiction, I will put it on the 2nd spot, no doubt, right? So yeah, that is light element for now. So let's actually get into the next element. So let's actually talk about the dark team next. In my opinion, dark team is one of the weaker elements. If you are a free-to-play and you are lazy to reroll, I guess you have to go for something like a budget power flip Furon team with even like no Marianne. I guess that's kind of possible with Liam and Adil, or like Xion and Adil with just like Baran, Adil, and Xion. That's kind of still possible. But the main strength of the dark team is Belcidia, right? So Belcidia is a unit that revolves around having low health, and that will bring her damage up when she has HP below 50%. So while own HP is at or below 50%, own skill damage plus 250%. Sorry about that. While party members' HP is at or below 50%, that character's attack plus 30%. When dark character's HP is at or below 50%, that character's attack plus 140%. Now, this kind of ability is decent for soloing content. But the thing is that if you're playing boss with co-op system, right, with your randoms or your friends, most of the time they will bring a healer, something like Philia, like Voila, like Caillou, or like Cagliostro, and this will bring your HP above the 50% threshold, and this will significantly lower your damage, and the Belcidia doesn't want that, right? So it's kind of hard for dark and mini team. But yeah, for soloing content, for like easy content, this team is super good. I have to say they deal one of the biggest damage right here in like almost all of the team that is available upon release. So yeah, if you want to just like playing solo, I guess this team is fine, but I don't really recommend you guys to just go out of your way to actually reroll for Belcidia. And yeah, that is the dark team. Now let's actually get into the next element, and in my opinion, one of the weakest element, not one of the weakest, it's the weakest element in World Flipper upon release. So yeah, let's talk about that element. So the water element. The water element, in my opinion, is the most crippled element upon global release, because there's just no good units to go for upon global release for water element. The only future-proof unit they can go for is Sonya, right? Only Sonya and Lanner. But Lanner is a free unit. You can get him from the boss shop. So the only unit that you can go for upon rerolling is Sonya, right? Sonya, or probably someone like Sharon, probably. But yeah, water is a crippled element because we still need a bunch of future units in order to make water team works, right? We still need Xiaolong, we still need Lakeisha, we still need someone like Cyrene, probably Cypher, we still need the good 3-star like Samsa, we still need a Moldiaga, we still need Valletta. Valletta is not a water unit, but a light unit that it works really well on water. we still need Summer Lazarette. Summer Lazelle pretty much saves water team. So yeah, water is that bad that they need to put an OP unit to make water works, you know. So yeah, Summer Lazarette is going to be the saving grace for water, and I really hope that you guys don't actually re-roll for water. Really, water is that bad of an element. You shouldn't aim for this element unless you really like Sonya, right? Because I do like Sonya. I like her design, you know, brown skin, white hair, red eye, sexy outfit. I mean, she has it all, right? But yeah, Sonya and the water bros are not the best upon release. So yeah, water is the weakest element though. Go for water unless you want to simp for Sonya. And yeah, that's it for the water element. And yeah, that's it for today's video. If you enjoy, definitely hit the subscribe and like button on below, and I will put this spreadsheet link in the description down below. And if you guys haven't already, definitely join my Discord server. Also, the link is on the description below. And yeah, as usual guys, goodbye, have a nice day, and keep playing gacha games. And also, don't reroll for water, reroll for light, wind, thunder, fire, or Veron. Alright, goodbye, I love you guys.